walkers, roamers, biters. The zombies of The Walking Dead have many names, but they are all the ghoulish reminders of our dead friends and loved ones come back to stalk us forever. In The Walking Dead, zombies are everywhere and a constant threat to our heroes. Just when you think you're safe, they will show up without warning. Sometimes they appear out of the shadows, and sometimes they swarm in giant herds of thousands like a glacier of teeth and flesh. Individually, zombies are easy to handle, and any novice, even a child, could handle one. A single person can easily sneak up on one and eliminate it with a quick strike to the head. Suppressed weapons will also take them down quickly from a safe range. Make a loud noise or use an unsuppressed weapon, however, and you'll soon find yourself with crowds of the undead on all sides with no room to fight or escape. Remember, your suppressor can break and your ammo is limited. The apocalypse of The Walking Dead is a constantly stressful and chaotic situation, and no one is immune from fatigue. So traveling in a group is key to survival. Groups are great for staying on constant alert and managing herds of walkers. Good survivors use their surroundings and what's available to get by. In the books, that includes things like using zombie guts as aromatic camouflage, or riding horses to slowly shepherd zombie herds to the ocean. In the game, you won't have horses, but you'll have traps and tools to direct the walkers, and you can use ample cover and verticality to your advantage. Despite all that, even with years of training and experience, major characters will still die to an errant bite or a failed escape plan. This dangerous world requires you to be aware of your surroundings at all times. Walkers are in various states of decay, and some have lost the leg mass to keep themselves upright. So just because you don't see a walker stumbling right at you, doesn't mean there's not a crawler on the floor getting dangerously close to your legs. Some walkers have decayed worse than others, like the bloater walkers, whose turgid bodies have swollen into grotesque gaseous bombs. When shot, bloaters will expel caustic, infectious tissue and cause splash damage to the player. In rare instances, you might find military and police bitten in the first outbreak, now turned into walkers roaming the streets, still wearing their bulletproof body armor and helmets. Of course, The Walking Dead has taught fans to fear the living as much, if not more, than the dead. Zombies have claimed the lives of several major characters, but it's the human factions, led by iconic, deadly characters like the Governor, Negan, and Alpha, that are the major threat. These faction leaders harass, raid, and in major confrontations even kill beloved characters. Their methods are brutal and sickening, but always at the service of protecting their own people. In The Walking Dead, these characters, especially bad guys like the Governor and Negan, remind the heroes that they're only ever one or two bad choices away from becoming the people they fear. Though in some characters' minds, the heroes are just as bad, if not worse, than the villains they fight. Overkill's The Walking Dead introduces us to Reyna, a crossbow-wielding bandit leader who commands the Family. The Family is a bloodthirsty faction of survivors who are constantly attacking our main character's camp in Georgetown. When the game begins, Reyna is using walker herds as siege weapons against the survivor camp in Georgetown. Though the use of walkers as weapons is ghoulish and the Family will kill to get what they want, their desperate tactics are from necessity. They need the supplies Georgetown has if they want to survive. You will encounter and fight Family faction members across Washington, D.C. These enemy types vary from lightly armored scouts who scurry around the city without any protective gear, to well-equipped heavy gunners decked out in body armor scavenged from sporting goods stores and police stations. These human enemies will force you to stay alert at all times and be ready to change your strategies on the fly. If you engage the Family in a gun battle, will you eliminate the humans first so you can focus on the approaching walkers? Or will you use the arrival of the zombies as cover to distract your enemies? There's no wrong way to play. Your post-apocalyptic adventure into The Walking Dead starts this November on PC and moves to consoles in early 2019. Survive as a team or try your luck alone, but once you're out there, keep your head on a swivel, know your exits, and remember, just because a person's not a zombie doesn't mean they're not trying to kill you.
Hey everyone, Almir Listo here at Overkill. Together with me I have, like always, Saul Gascon, the executive producer on Overkill's The Walking Dead.
Hello Almir, how are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Yeah?
Very excited.
Yeah, very excited. We're keeping busy here at Overkill and Starbreeze. So, what happened since last? We launched the game.
We launched the game,
yeah. And I broke my arm. But first off, we launched the game. we launched the game. We're so happy to get it out the door, and start to be able to focus on the lifeline concept that we've established. And by the way, we launched it on PC. It's going to come out on Xbox One and PlayStation 4 start of next year in February. But for now, it's PC, and we already got going, right?
Yeah, we're live right now, and we made the hardest part, launching the game, and now the most fun part starts, which is like building up all the DLCs and all the content that comes after launch, right?
Yeah.
Season 1,
Season 1 is out, Season 2 is just starting, and we already made a couple of updates, right?
Yeah, we've been doing patches for, it's very useful when you guys, if you have any problems, send it to us through our Steam community forums.
Yeah. We go through the subreddit, the Steam forums, our Twitter accounts. So make sure you continue to communicate with us, and we'll, take note of your feedback and your comments. And really love reading about the player experiences. Whether or not this happened or that happened, we always want to know how you're playing and what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see next, what kind of weapon you want. We heard a lot, during the beta. There was a lot of talk about katanas. I'm still curious, when that's gonna happen.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's we cannot undisclose that information. But we're preparing right now all the content for the first DLC that is coming end of November.
Yeah, the first episode.
And we're gonna give more details next week's stream. We're gonna show you guys a bit more about it.
Yeah.
It's quite exciting and very cool.
Yeah.
So looking forward to show it.
Yeah, me too. It's gonna be really exciting. Cool. Yeah, and last week, just briefly go through it because it's embarrassing for me. But yeah, I broke my arm last week, and it might not look like I did, but I did. It looks like a zombie bite here, walker bite, but it's a small fracture in the elbow. We had a couple of good guesses. Let's see. Let's check him out. So this is Ian from the voice actor for Locke, or not only the voice actor, the man himself, Locke from Payday, saying that looks like a nasty zombie bite. Maybe you're patient zero. Yeah, we just released No Mercy in Payday, so it might be. Who knows?
But you've been acting a bit weird lately, so maybe.
Yeah, and I've seen
maybe you're turning.
You were barely that you wanted to come in here with me alone. You were telling the control guys and everyone like, is this okay? Am I safe in there?
I asked control to keep the lights open and the door, just in case I need to run.
Next one, Ian. Almir tried to cut off his beard, so his beard punched him in the arm. That could have been that, yeah, for sure. 14 likes, yeah. We got a posse who agree with you for sure. Thanks, Ian. And then he was fighting Game Over Greggy. Yeah, Greg Miller, who hosted the Streaming Dead, our launch event in LA. Where we had a couple of pros playing the game, right? We had Shroud, among others, play the game. He was fighting for the last pack of Oreo cookies and lost. That's not what happened though, but I do like Oreo cookies. I don't eat them that often, but and they come in such weird packages now. They don't do only cookies, they do ice cream. Everyone's trying to do everything right now, right? You get the Oreo cookies in every shape and size and format. Anyway, yeah, really happy to be live again, really happy to be back at with the show. Now when we're in the post-launch part of the game, now, like Saul said, now is when the exciting part starts. Just to clarify also, you might go like, he broke his arm, but it's not hurting. Well, actually, it's broken on the elbow, and I had super luck, so I didn't need any cast or whatever you call it. I'm fine as long as Saul doesn't hit me or anyone else for that matter. But yeah, now we started the post-launch campaign, and during the post-launch campaign, things get really excited for us developers, because like Saul said, not only have we started doing the patches, fixing things that you've been commenting on, tweaking data and so on in the game, but also we can continue with the development of the episodes. Sal, you mentioned that the first one's going to come now before the end of the month, right?
Yeah, it's No Sanctuary.
Yeah.
And yes, we cannot talk about it today. I would love to.
You should have said. In my mind, I saw myself smiling like, he's going to say it. He's going to say it. He's going to tease it. We're gonna for the next show, we're gonna talk more about the upcoming episode, but we're of course really excited to start sharing more information about that, because yeah, that's when it really starts, and we can continue the journey of our group of survivors and the Anderson camp. Cool. So for today we have a shorter stream, shorter talk. We just want to make sure that you know that we're here, we're kicking. The bite hasn't infected me proper yet. I still have a few more hours to go. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna talk a bit about today's hotfix, like what did we launch today? Because just before we started this stream, we pushed the button for update 6, right?
Yeah. So in today's patch, we fixed the most common crashes that have been reported by the community. So if you have any crash, just like you get a pop-up, just click send, because then we'll receive it and we can fix it. And that led to some save game issues. So we fixed that too. We added fail safes for it. So that should be all under control. Let us know if you have more issues with that. Mm-hmm. And then other minor quality of life things, right? And we've been focusing a lot on the next episode, right? On the first episode of season 2, which is it's gonna come with a lot of improvements and and a cool new level.
Yeah.
That, yes, I'll stop.
But what was I gonna say? I got so excited that you were starting talking about the next episode. But anyway, yeah. So the update just went live. How was it? A big update or a?
100 megabytes.
Okay.
Which is then should be quick download.
Yeah.
But we've seen that with some hard drives that the install can be a bit slow. So we are also fixing that for the next. For the next big update for the episode 1 of season 2. Mm-hmm. We're gonna also, we worked with Unreal to actually make the packages better, better with Steam, with Valve.
So easier for people to download the updates.
So that was gonna be faster.
Okay, that's great. And in the future also, if you're a survivor and you're watching, drop us a line in the Steam forums if there's anything you want us to bring up during the Walking Dev show, if we're gonna call it that. Then we're happy to talk about it. Just to make your voices heard, and we listen and we talk about what we can.
Yeah.
So
and also we've seen something very cool on YouTube, on the Steam guides, etc. Right? People unveiling some of the secrets of the game.
Yeah.
We thought like it will take the community months to discover how to unlock some things. I'm not gonna spoil it if you haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
And we were surprised after 4 or 5 days, like, oh shit, they already
they
discover how to do it, and they do tutorials and everything. So okay, cool, that's cool.
And we're already starting to see a couple of really high level people, right, with some really cool weapons that they've found. Yeah. The more playtime you put in, the cooler stuff you're gonna find for sure. Cool. So that's really it other than the questions. So of course, we're interested to see if there's any questions in chat. Do we have any questions in the Twitch chat? I'm gonna look here and see if we have anyone. Is Overkill Sebastian here with us? Control. Okay, they work on it, they're saying. So if you have any questions, type them now and we'll pick them up and we'll talk about them. Yeah. Cool. This is the awkward silence.
It's awkward silence. We can maybe focus on your arm then.
Yeah. This is and I flew back. I didn't realize I broke my arm until I came back to Sweden, because I broke it in Los Angeles, and if you wonder what happened, I was driving an electric scooter. It's such a silly thing, super embarrassing, and I fell off, and voila. But before I went, the arm looked completely normal, and when I landed, it was completely bloodied, and I went, oh. And then when I went to the doctor, he said, you need to go now to a proper place and get that fixed. Open. Let's see. Here we're gonna start with the questions.
What do we got there?
I'm gonna see. Let's see.
So
yeah, here we have Rayonics Easy. Will there be a hatchet as a new melee weapon?
So we are adding a lot of new weapons for around this season 2. So of course we cannot spoil now when or how but
if it's gonna be or if it's not gonna be a katana, etc. But if you're completely new, if you've been hiding in a shed during the outbreak and now it's your first time when you go outside, you dare to go outside. Season 2 is going to start in November and it's going to end in June next year. And if you pre-ordered or if you buy now, either the standard edition of the game or the deluxe edition, you get Season 2 included in your purchase. So that's really cool. Season 1 is the full game at launch, and Season 2 is something that we're going to start launching this month.
Exactly.
Let's see.
Note taken.
Yeah.
For the hatchet.
Let's see. Another question here then for us. Lilltiger, probably Swedish, small tiger. Question: why are there no children in the game, either as zombies, survivors, etc.? Will add to the immersion feeling. Yeah, where are the kids?
It's a good question. Where are the kids? So, this is a bit technical to talk about this, but when you have such a gore and extremely visceral game, right? Adding kids into the mix is not very good in terms of like ratings and being censorship, etc. So this is something that we're studying on how we can make it so we don't get all governments like in alarm mode, like what the fuck are you doing? So so it's a good point, and actually internally we had a lot of back and forth as well, and we checked with different rating companies to see what are the limits in that regard.
And we also talk,
but zombie kids will be very cool.
It would for sure, yeah. And of course we talked to our partner Skybound and Robert, the creator of The Walking Dead, where to take it, what to focus on, what not to focus on, or save it until later, and so on. And let's see, we have another question here. Will there be any Easter eggs to the TV show? Avenger Jeff 1 asks.
So in terms of Easter eggs of the TV show, there is already hidden Easter eggs. It's not
from the TV show.
We don't differentiate between TV show or the comic books. Where at the end it's the Walking Dead universe, right? So we have some Easter eggs already hidden in the game. We've seen that some people has found them already in some BOs and some corners of the levels, and but it is something that we will keep adding as the story advances, right? Because remember that right now we started at the beginning of the outbreak, well, close to the beginning. It's not just when it happened, right? Some months have passed by, but as we progress forward, we might intertwine with other characters, and just let's just leave it there for now.
You want to pick one, Sal?
Sure. What's there?
We've covered these already. So we have these.
Our character progress transfer to season 2. Yeah, absolutely. It's a continuous story with the group, with Anderson Group. So season 2, it's featuring Anderson Group and a new villain that we need to fight against. I'm not gonna give any spoiler. If you guys, we launched it last week, so it's a bit too early. But if you guys played the whole season 1 and finished Join or Die, you will have a clue who's that villain. We have a small teaser there, and then this is the main villain for season 2. But yeah, you keep your progress and for all the characters.
And villains are an important facet of the Walking Dead universe, right? Like you saw in the clip we started out today's show with Negan and the governor and so on. I mean, that's when the fun starts. When we start.
And the fascinating part of the villains is that you can really empathize with them, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, they want the same thing that you want, which is survive, and rebuild a bit of order within the chaos, right? But they just have a different point of view on how to do it, right? And this is when the two groups conflict, let's say.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
What else we got there? So after progress for season 2, yeah, we covered that one. Then
we have Fleischman's 86 question. Will there be better rewards for playing missions on Overkill difficulty?
Yes, there is actually already better rewards. So there is several things that you can get better. So of course you get more resources for your meta loop, for your camp. You get also better weapons out of the bat, and inside the level you can also find better quality gear. So that means that when you are exploring the environment, you're playing a level in Overkill, you can find, well, actually in all difficulties, you can find weapon cases and mod cases, and depending on the difficulty that you play, those contain better gear, right? So if you want the top tier weapons and mods, you actually have to play in Overkill to get those.
Cool.
What else we got there?
We have a statement here. Hamada-chan states, human enemies are OP. Pretty challenging to play against.
Well, they are challenging to play against, yeah. And this is something that is important for us, that the human NPCs feel as dangerous as to you as you are to them. But of course, in terms of balancing, we will keep working on it to hit, the ratios that we're looking forward for. So far, we've seen that the percentages of success, death, they are in line with what we were thinking. It depends on the difficulty that you play, basically. If you play normal, they are, a bit lighter and easier to handle. If you play in Overkill, of course, they're gonna be a big challenge.
We have, you answered this, but it's good to touch on again. Will updates ever be faster? I am not pre-allocating for 20 minutes.
Yes, this is how, I'm gonna go a bit technical right now. I hope nobody falls asleep.
Oh, go ahead.
It's how the data is stored when you install the game on your Steam. You have a big package of data, right? The content of the game, in short, that is encrypted. This is to avoid piracy, cheaters, and whatnot. And then this packaging, even if the download is let's say 20 megabytes or 100 megabytes, right, needs to uncompress that pack, put the content in, and compress it again, right? So what we're doing right now is for episode 1 of season 2, end of the month, we change the way that we are packaging things together with our partners in collaboration with them to actually make smaller packages. So then you will only need to open one of the small packages instead of the package of the content that we have right now. So yeah, it's gonna be faster. That's long explanation for a very short answer, but yeah.
This is a fun question. It's Ghost Hunter 9. Sorry, I didn't name drop the previous questionnaire. It was Musashi, I think, 800 or 890. Yeah, thank you for your question. So this one, it's Ghost Hunter 9 asks us, are there any plans to go to another state in a later season? Because now we're in DC, in the capital of the United States of America. Yeah. Well.
Next question.
Let's see. Yeah, do you see one you like?
What is there? A mode where your character is permanently dead when you die or progress wiped. So en kopp. Oh shit.
En kopp kaffe till.
En kopp kaffe till. Sorry.
It's another cup of coffee in Swedish.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's cool. And then you how you pronounce it properly.
En kopp kaffe till.
En kopp kaffe till. Tack så mycket. So will you add a mode where your character is permanently dead when you die, all progress wiped? You can delete your save game. No, I'm just kidding. So it's like a hardcore mode. This is something that we can study, definitively.
Yeah, like an Iron Man mode. I love those kind of things, when you have everything's on the line.
You die once,
if you die once, it's done. Delete it. And you have no choice, and you're in it from the get-go, because when you start, you click it, and then you're like, if it happens, it happens.
Then you have another question.
What's wrong with you?
I think Schattenspalter 99. I think this game has a good level of hardness. Please add a higher level of difficulty.
Oh wow!
Okay, it's too possible now. Okay, challenge accepted. So we want the game harder.
Maybe that's tied then to this. If a walker grabs you, you get an infection, and you have 120 seconds. Yeah, to finish the mission, and if you don't, you're done.
we call it Almir difficulty. What else we got? Johnson's Blaze. Ranged weapons can jam when you fire, and I wonder can be possible to jam melee weapons in a walker and more heart attack moments. We have not contemplated the idea of jamming the CQC weapons because it's kind of a very essential tool for your survival, but this is something definitively that we can study.
Yeah. Any more you see here? Hold on.
What else we got there?
Can I, Mr. Special asks, can I start a new character from level 1 starting season 2? Can we respec reset?
So we don't have plans for this right now, but this is something that we could study, yeah, of course.
But part of the question, but asked differently, would be like, does your character carry over, or?
So yeah, right now
progress.
All your progress is saved. So when you start season 2, you use the same characters with their levels. We do not have the respec feature or like start from scratch feature, but it's something that we can study. Yeah.
Anything
Will
else?
Zajank, will there be voice chat in game? Yes, this is one of the things that we're adding in the first episode 1, season 2. We're adding voice chat, press T to talk classic. So that's something that is coming in, yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, so let's take one last question.
One last one.
Will there be an endless wave mode mission? I want some difficulty. From iGeorgie. So good input. We add it into our list of suggestions for new game modes. But yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Yeah, we have so much stuff in the pipe. I'm so excited to start off season 2. I think it's gonna be so much fun. You know, seeing people. Survivors' reaction to what we get planned. Yeah, we'll talk more about that in the next Walking Dev update. So we're done for today. We see there's more questions, but we gotta wrap up. Make sure you come back for the next Walking Dev stream, or follow up with us on Steam or on Twitter, Facebook, or on our subreddit. We'll make sure we get back to you as soon as we see your comment, and yeah. And I think that's it for today. I mean, we talked briefly about the launch last week. We're really happy to be live. We're now in full live ops mode with our lifeline concept of continuing development post-launch. We've got the first episode in the development. It's gonna come out. Did we say when it's gonna come out? Not the date, but we've said that it's gonna come out end of November. Yeah, so it's not too far off. And we've got a couple of quality of life fixes in already. You've seen the 6th update already in a week's time.
Patch, yeah.
So yeah, we're working at it. And if you have any feedback, any comments, you want to share your player experience, yeah, write us. Tell us all about it. We're happy to read it. All right, cool.
Perfect.
Thank you, Sal, for today.
Thanks to you, Almir.
Thank you for
Thanks,
watching,
everyone.
guys. Take it easy. See you soon.